Alright, welcome guys. Fuck. Alright guys, welcome back to another video of an introduction to front-end fundamentals from purple with an I.com. So this experience has been, to be honest, quite interesting, of course. I've definitely enjoyed the course. On this section, or the point that I'm in the course right now, is that we're actually talking about CSS elements and how to apply CSS into your website. So last video we went over a few HTML tags, how they work and so forth, and it was pretty interesting. I mean, everything, it's relatively basic. You're not going to see the best source code from me. You're not going to see the best coding from me, but I just want to show or share my experience with you guys of what I've actually done so far. So this is the first website that you created in a project in Frontend Fundamentals in purple.com, and this project is that you just create your own recipe. In this case, I'm a big barbecue enthusiast and all about meats, any type of meat actually. And I decided to build my website on how you can make your first sous vide steak, which goes into a little bit of details, really simple details on how you can do your sous vide steak and so forth. And yeah, it was a very fun project. So on the portion on the course that I am, it's called Introduction to CSS. So when Introduction to CSS is actually getting into details on how you can apply styling and manipulate the structure from your websites. And so, for instance, if you see that I applied this blue background color here, right, on the website up here, or on the live view, if I were to comment this out, then you can see that the blue background, or Alice blue background, disappears. So this is a structured way in order to apply styling. You can actually take this code and just cut it, and you can also put it up here on your head tag, and it should be appearing or not. Yeah, I haven't gotten into those details, but regardless, I think it's because I have the styling. I'm not going to get into those details, but the head tag is where you actually add the CSS styling, unless you do a different file source for it, like I have over here on my end, which I have a different, I have it referencing to a different style sheet. I'm sorry for that, helicopter. I don't have the best recording studio at this time, so I'm trying to make do with what I have. Anyways, this is referencing to this style sheet, and that's actually in the same. Let's see if I can find. Should be able to find that over here without showing you guys too much. Purple Artworks, HTML. And you can see here that we have the HTML documentation and the cascading sheets, cascading style sheets as well, and they're in the same folder. So this, on the source code, on the HTML code, this link, it's referring to that documentation that I have over here. Open up, and it's saying, hey, go to that documentation and open up whatever I've actually written in that section of the documentation. So yeah, it's actually quite interesting that you can build your own website, sort of. A very simple website, but you can build your own website and start growing as the website actually grows, which I think is actually one of the best ways in order to learn anything, actually, because you actually start seeing your skills progress as you go on. Many of the what I've actually liked, and it has been a little bit of a challenge, is that they leave some of the learning open-ended, so you can actually Google it and look at different resources in order to apply it in the homework. Like in this case, I needed to use other CSS elements and describe how I use them. So in this case, I think I chose border radius, styles, a border style. I use classes as well in this assignment, and I reference a I reference an ID here as well. So if we go back to the source code, you can see that the class is inputted here. So this, whatever code you put for this block right here in center block, that's just going to apply it directly into this, this in this case would be image. So what it's basically doing is making sure that the image is centered on the website. So if I were to open up that website, you can ignore this. Anyways, if I were to open up that website, you're going to notice that the picture is censored. And that's basically what this code that I wrote for it is doing. It's making sure that the picture is in the center. And this how, since I entered as a class, it only will apply to whatever I entered this class tag into. For the same thing goes for an ID, where content has an ID. So let's go ahead and look for that description ID. This section has a description ID. So the values that I entered for the description ID, it's just going to be applied to this one. It's not going to be applied to any other sections. And the same thing goes on and on. There are a lot of CSS tags that I'm actually not going to get into, because my main reason is to share my experience. I'm actually not I'm not a teacher by any chance. I'm not implying that I'm trying to teach you guys anything. I just want to show you what I've been able I have been able to do with taking the purple course, and it has been fun nonetheless. Again, it's at this point it's rather simple. It's beginner things. Now, as I keep doing my projects, you're actually going to be able to see how it progresses. So if you guys are considering buying the course, maybe you should give it a shot. Again, it's not that expensive. You get a quote-unquote certificate of completion, which I don't think that's going to have any value, but I could be wrong. Let me go ahead and fix this range. I could be wrong. It could actually hold some. It's better. Something is better than nothing. That's the saying goes. That's how the saying goes. But yeah, I'll just keep you guys update. I'll keep updating you guys periodically on how I'm actually going on the courses and making sure that you guys see what I'm doing and how am I progressing with the purple Frontend Fundamental course. Well guys, that is all for now. I'm actually going to be working on the other section, which is called Intermediate CSS, which I actually showed you some elements, which it's referencing here to classes and to IDs. That's going to be the next topic section of the course, which I did look into it a little bit, so I ended up applying it in my code. I might have gotten a little bit further in my assignments that I would have gotten, because let me go ahead and explain this a little bit better. Every time you finish up a series of videos, you have an assignment. And that assignment is going to be based on what you have learned and other things that they want you to apply and input for grading, of course. So here, this was supposed to be in the intermediate sections, the classes and the IDs and so forth, but I ended up using it on the beginner CSS section. So yeah, As you can see here, I entered the reference of where I got the information for the classes and for the ID selections and so forth. But yeah, guys, that's basically all what I wanted to share for now. And I hope this helps you decide if this product is going to be a good fit for you. Okay. Well, guys, I